Hi guys, Bitcoin is setting up here right now for the next major move, but it might be different than what many of you think. I will show you exactly what's going on there and which trades we can take next. Let's go. Guys, just give me here a second because I have again go into the chat with my phone so that I see what you guys are actually writing there. So here we go. Oh, today already a little bit better than the other days. Amazing. I like to see that. So let's directly go here into the charts. So here on the dollar index, we see here a really nice rejection from this downward sloping trend line. So if we keep going here to the downside, which I expect, especially with the current monetary policy in the US, then we should be here by the end of the week. We're trading close to 97, maybe even below 97. And that will open the door all the way down here to below 95 on the DXY. Now, when we're looking at Bitcoin, sorry, not the weekly chart, the daily chart. So that is what we want to look at here. On a daily chart, the price here at $112,177 is currently still below the EMA ribbon, but I'm not really worried about this for the simple fact that the MACD is turning around here, showing that momentum is shifting back to the upside. And here, the next major resistance level, once we are reclaiming the EMA ribbon, is the convergence of this downward sloping trend line and resistance line here, anti-horizontal level on the Fibonacci retracement level here of the 1.382 at $115,200. So this is the next major level that Bitcoin needs to crack here to get continuation to the upside. So why did I say in the title of this video, of this live stream, that we are potentially seeing here a bear trap? So really simple, because we could see here a short-lived rejection from the EMA ribbon back to $111,000, maybe even $110,000. And from there, you're going to see then Bitcoin rallying back to the upside in direction of $118,000, $120,000. So what did I point out yesterday? I told you that the RSI wasn't that low since April, and that usually when we have so big and so low, so low, not so big. So when the RSI is that low, and we haven't had an RSI reading that low for quite a while, that means there is a huge pump coming in Bitcoin, and that is what we saw yesterday happening. So I warned you about this. I said you can take advantage of that. I hope some of you were able to catch that. So I told you yesterday why I was not chasing that. But here, based on this 4-hourly candle on the MDX Algo Scalp Gradients with that buy tag, there I would have potentially changed my mind, because I want to remind you that I said I'm watching here this downward sloping trend line, waiting for a break of that, and only then I would potentially enter a position. So I was unfortunately already sleeping when that happened, and that's why I did not enter this. So currently the price action is trading around the daily open and the weekly open, slightly above that. So if we can hold this here for another basically 3.5 hours, then expect here a move closer to $114,000 into the next supply zone here, where we have sell orders stacked up again, and from there we should get then again some sideways chop or a small retrace, because we have here already the first dot plot on the reactor indicator, and usually when we get the dot plot somewhere up here, we get another one, and then maybe another one up here, and that means that price action is exhausted. We need to cool down a little bit before we get then a continuation move. So that means either that we chop sideways a little bit, or that sideways chop goes down here, and then you get a breakout to the upside. So, and that can shape up in form of a bull flag, a symmetrical triangle, bull pennant, whatever it is, you know. So we're gonna find out when the time is closer to this. So here on this 4-hourly chart, you can see here $112,600 is another level that we need to break here, and because then we trade again above the 200 moving average. We have a lot of liquidity here on the liquidation levels on the short side that can be taken out all the way up to $115,000, what I just mentioned. And once we're breaking $113,000 to $113,800, that should lead to a short squeeze beyond $115,000. So do I believe that we close then above $115,000 in that moment? No, I don't think so. I think that we're just going to see a wick and that the candle will close somewhere here in that area. So, and then you get this sideways chop that I was just talking about before you get then the next leg into the liquidity that's then still remaining above us, especially here past the $120,000 mark. Here below us is also a little bit of long liquidity, over leveraged long liquidity building up, but nothing crazy yet. Absolutely nothing crazy yet. What I'm also looking forward to is if price keeps pushing it to the upside, that we get another golden cross here on the 4-hourly chart with the 50 turning around, the 200 more or less going in a straight line. That can slightly turn around. That's fine. So then here by, let it be Thursday, not Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, I expect here a golden cross. And that can be another opportunity where you can enter a new Bitcoin position and trade the continuation. Now on the liquidation heat map, nothing has really changed here. Here you see again confluence, what I just said, around $113,000 to $114,000. When we enter that level, we should get a short squeeze here into $115,000. Here in the darker blue area, that's basically a void. And that's usually where we stop with that move and start consolidating before you get the next leg to the upside. But the highest concentration here of liquidity, the same like yesterday, is still here around $119,000. There we have still the brightest area currently sitting, and that is acting as a magnet for the price action to go all the way up there to take this out. So here to the downside, you can make the argument something similar is building up here too at $108,000, but it's highly unlikely that we are going to see this here in the near future, that price is turning around and try to take out that level here before we move past $150,000. I need quick to clean my nose. Sorry guys, still a little bit sick. Actually, I had no mood whatsoever, was not really motivated to make a video, but I was like, no, I'm coming out, I make at least one today, and then keep going like that. You know, I need to get back on the horse and have that habit to do every day a stream for you guys. So here on the 1-hourly chart, what did I tell you guys yesterday when we were breaking out here? Yesterday on the stream, we were kind of like here somewhere. And I told you I'm not chasing this because we were up 0.3% on like a 1.1% scalp here. For that reason, I was personally not interested to further chase that. But if you would have done that, if you would have entered that, and you would have traded this here all the way up to the current price, you would have made here some good money already, you know, because I would have traded that with 50x, you know, 50x. You would have been up here, of course, not 100% now, but maybe here, this is 90% up on that scalp trade here. So, but again, yesterday, in my opinion, I missed the entry. We broke out also way too early out of that consolidation here, and that's why, for me personally, I was not willing to chase that trade here. So, but if you want the next one, then we can, let me see, maybe a 30-minute chart's a little bit more accurate. So this looks for me like a broadening wedge here. Just want to make this accurate. Yeah, so here we have a broadening wedge. No, I'm not always ill. I'm happy when I'm actually not, when I'm for a long time not ill. But the problem is when I'm sick, then I'm sick for a long time, like a month or two, you know, and that's why people have the impression I'm all the time sick, because I'm 1 or 2 months sick, then I'm like 3-4 months fine, and then I'm sick again, you know, for a month or two. So, and then people have the impression I'm all the time sick, which is actually not true. So here, I see actually multiple things. So you can also make here the argument that here's a small, ascending triangle. So if I would draw here, just so you see that, if we're not breaking out directly, you can make an argument that here is a small ascending triangle. So, but if we break out here, then we most likely go straight to the next target from that broadening wedge. And that would be $113,000. Well, I think I just heard here stupid mosquito flying around. Yeah, $113,000. Would I chase that? Would I chase that? An $800 move? I don't know. 0.7% maybe. Yeah, I would expect that this actually goes higher if it breaks. So what the technical target is where it is. Yeah, 1.46% would be here the move potentially. That is not that bad. That is not that bad. So that is something that I would consider taking myself. Again, 50x leverage, stop loss below that upward sloping trend line here. That's where you want to have your stop loss. So basically here at $111,900. So let me actually make you a proper setup for that. So there. What's the stop loss? 0.32%. So with 50x leverage, absolutely fine. You risk 15% to make 60%, 70%, sorry, 70%. So this is a good risk to reward ratio for a trade setup. So that is definitely worth taking, even if it is high leverage, you know. But these scalp trades, you could have taken yesterday one that I showed you. Now I show you here the next one potentially. So that is of course compounding over time, you know. So and yeah, here you see Bitcoin is trying to actually break it now out of that. On the on this 1 hourly time frame, just want to remind you guys that also here everything is going according to plan. I told you guys here there is a pattern that is repeating over and over again every week, and this happened exactly the same in 2018, just that it happened way quicker, you know. So you could go every day, look in different coins for the same pattern that's repeating over and over again. So here for Bitcoin, it's now weekly, that over the weekend you have chop, and then Monday, Tuesday, you get a break to the upside. So here the same in the last days of August, chop over the weekend, break out to the upside. So here the same, chop, break out to the upside. So, and here I expect at least $116,147. You'll be not too late to enter this trade right now if you want to hold on for that move, you know. So but you have of course now to adjust your entry. If you enter this from here, you're looking at 3.37% to the upside. So here I would recommend something like 20x that you make here, still some good money on that, and your stop loss should be still the same here. Yeah, a little bit lower at $111,600 approximately is where I would set that stop loss for that trade. So, and that is a really small one. Yeah, so again 16%, you're looking at 16% against a 70% move to the upside. Absolutely fine. If you want to take any of these trades, guys, then go to Blowfin, and there is a link in the description of the video. You get still $5,000 if you sign up there in deposit bonuses, plus that are going to raffle away with Blowfin $500 that we're going to split over multiple people this Thursday. So if you want to be part of that, go and sign up with Blowfin. On Wednesday, I'm going to start making the Excel spreadsheet to see who signed up between last week Thursday and this week Thursday. And then we're going to do a live stream where I raffle the money away. And also really important, non-KYC. Here, total free is now trading above the downward sloping trend line here, but ran into resistance at $1.09 trillion, got rejected here in the short term, and is now basically sandwiched between the downward sloping trend line that we just broke and the $1.09 trillion resistance level. So, but here I'm not really concerned about this. Give that a day or two, and I see here a break in direction of $1.11 trillion. The Bitcoin dominance going up a little bit, not really surprising because Bitcoin is going up. So, but also here, I don't see us going here past 60% in the short term. I think even if we would reach 60% here, we're going to get a nice rejection. And then you see also major alts rallying into higher prices once again. Here, Ethereum, Same thing, what I mentioned yesterday, gave you here a really good opportunity to enter, but not on this chart. To find the right chart for this. So no, this Solana. Oh, I think I closed that chart. So, no, I said here above that white line here, $4,100. So that's what I said. That's what I said yesterday. So above $4,100, I would consider opening a position here because the indicators are all in alignment for a continuation to the upside. So currently we are chopping here a little bit around. And for that, I also go into a lower time frame. So here the 4-hourly chart, this 4-hourly candle just opened roughly 30 minutes ago. And I give you here a small tip, a small pro tip. What I do around the 4-hourly close with the next opening of a 4-hourly candle. In my opinion, it's always a really bad idea to jump directly into the opening of a new 4-hourly candle if the previous candle had a pump like this here. So like this, what you see here in, I think in the first 4-hourly candle for today was that, yeah, here. So let's say this would have been the candle before the current 4-hourly candle. So I'm not going straight then when the next 4-hourly candle opens into that trade here. So what I do is I wait 15 minutes. Why do I wait 15 minutes? Because price action is settling in the first 15 minutes of a new 4-hourly candle. That is something that I have observed over the years when I'm trading. And that has also something to do with people that are farming funding rates, you know, so people getting out, in, out, in, out. So, and you have a little bit volatility in the last 10 minutes and in the first 15 minutes of a new 4-hourly candle. And that's why I usually avoid trading around that closing and opening of a new 4-hourly candle. So, but here you see we have kind of stabilized. We are going a little bit sideways. Here you can also make the argument that potentially a small bull flag is shaping up here. So let me go into a lower time frame to get a better picture of this. Yeah, you can make the argument that here is a small bull flag shaping up. So, but it starts to get already a little bit too, the flag gets a little bit too long. So here the breakout has to happen in the current 4-hourly candle. So if we are getting a breakout, the target would be $4,227. That is roughly, what is that? It's a 2-point-something% move. Yeah, 2.4% move to the upside. Maybe 2.5 actually. From here to there. Yeah, 2.5. Yeah, roughly 2.5%. Also here, nice opportunity for scalping this here on that breakout. So, but be careful around this massive resistance level here at around $4,200. And no, so that's actually not the case. Now, $4,200 looks like the next major resistance. Why? Because here, this was previously a bottom from where we bounced back to the upside and a support level until we broke it. So now at the first attempt, seeing a break, highly unlikely. And you have also the $4,300 VPVR candle coming in here, which is also acting as resistance on the way up. So yeah, if you open a position, be careful at around $4,200. Now here with Solana, the Solana trade is coming back down to us. You had earlier the opportunity to enter this here at the entry that I had given yesterday at basically $205. So, but we are only 1% away from that. So it would be not too late to enter this trade here. You just make 20% instead of 21.2%. And you can leave the stop loss. So, but your stop loss also will be raised by 1%. So it's then 7.8% instead of 6.8%. So, but it's not too late to enter this trade here on the 12-hourly chart. And you will see a massive break to the upside with a nice pump here once we're getting above $212. So that's what you're looking out for. If you're entering this right now, you need to watch what's going to happen when we approach $212. Do we get rejected, come here down again where you can add, or if you straight away break this and get continuation into higher levels. So what I don't see is that that price action is coming up here and then does something like this. So doesn't look like that is going to happen, because we have swept the lows here, here second time, and now it looks like that we are ready to go back up and sweeping the highs from here. Next one is Render. So Render currently trading under resistance here on the daily chart. MACD turning around, stochastic not looking all too bad, but I'm a little bit concerned about the RSI. So, but a reclaim of $3.47 would be, in my opinion, highly bullish for a continuation move to $3.84 or even 85. So, and that is roughly 10% move, a little bit higher than that. Yeah, 10.9% to the upside. So if we go lower for whatever reason, and we fill here this wick, go to $3.25, that might be not a generational buy opportunity, but a really good cycle opportunity, either to add to your Render position on spot or to open a swing position for Render. So, but I would also hold a swing position at $3.47. But of course, if you get it cheaper, even better. So here again, whatever comes first, I would add. I would use 50%. Either enter here with 50% or here with 50%, and then wait what's going to happen, and then either add to my position or cut the position if you have to. So a quick look at ASTER. So ASTER broke now both downward sloping trend lines. So we are sitting at the 0.5 level on the Fibonacci extension levels. As long as we are holding that, we should get continuation past $2 here in the next 24 hours, because the RSI is trending to the upside. MACD is looking good. Stochastic RSI is turning around here on the 1 hourly chart. And also the 4 hourly chart is looking pretty good here, with the RSI trending to the upside. MACD just about to flip bullish, and the stochastic is going, is showing indecision, because we are going a little bit sideways on the 4 hourly chart. So, but I reckon that we're going to see here a nice break past $2 in the next 24 hours. Then AVAX. So here we are trading also more or less around the entry level. So you have not missed really anything here of that 23.6% move to the upside. So you can either wait and set now a limit order and hope that we come down a little bit more than 1%, that it actually touches the entry level, or you just enter this from here right now and market buy. My opinion doesn't make really huge difference. On the 4 hourly chart, yeah, we are just chopping here also sideways. Same on the 1 hourly chart. But this is also going to fly here pretty soon, back to $36. And then I had here still SNX. SNX was making here moves again today. Oh, wow. Now it's almost completely retraced everything. That was up 16% today earlier. So now it's 3.5%. So SNX is actually doing a lot right now. So I had the other day researched all the announcements, how they're improving their tech. Sorry, guys, getting a little bit tired again. It's soon getting my sleeping time, you know. So here, based on what they are doing right now with the tech, I have to look it up again, what it was exactly, but it has to do some with privacy and some other stuff, what they are doing. I'm gonna look it up for tomorrow and let you know again what they're exactly doing. But because of these announcements and certain dates coming up where they're implementing things, SNX is pumping here every other day now, 10-20% to the upside. So you should definitely have an eye on that, because here that bull flag pattern that has now broken out has a target here of $1.57. So in between $1.53 and $1.57 would be, for me personally, my take profit point here. Again, MACD about to flip bullish, stochastic already going to the upside, RSI now going to the downside because of that retracement that we saw here on the 4 hourly chart. But on the daily chart, let's have a look here. Oh, on a daily chart, we shall find out tomorrow what's going on here on the daily chart, because this could be a tweezer bottom, but also a spinning top. Well, I see in the candles. We shall find out tomorrow what this is. But the MACD is extremely bullish here. So this could just keep going tomorrow. Let's see, 12-hourly chart. Do we see here something different? Not really, not really. Not much of a difference here. So, and we were bouncing off. Oh no, not yet. Yeah. So, but I have that definitely here on the map. That coin. I made 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I made really good money on that by catching this early enough. So yeah, I'm always having one eye on that. So somebody said in the chat, Sui. Let me see, DeFi Sui. So don't forget, guys, I did not charge on this for 2 months. Oh, there, Ethereum is going down. I just got a notification. So here, for Sui, on a daily chart. I want to remove this. So let's see. Here could be a bigger falling wedge forming. Yeah. So here you have a massive falling wedge. So I would personally wait that this comes a little bit lower. This can go like to $3 actually here. So once I want to make this a little bit lower. Yeah. So this is the zone where you want to buy for and build a new position. $3.10 to $3.20 in that range. You want to build a SUI position, and you only trade this then to $3.53, or you raise your stop loss every 10 cents that we are going higher to make sure that you walk away with some money. Because if it turns around, you lose 3%. You know, on spot, on leverage, depends on how much leverage you use. But that's how I would play that, because when we are getting to the downward sloping trend line here of that falling wedge pattern, you don't know what's going to happen. You know, so we could get a massive rejection. We could also break through and shoot to $4. So for that reason, just raise your stop loss every 10 cents. The closer we approach that downward sloping trend line. Guys, let me check here. How long am I already streaming? Because I think, wait, 90:15. Yeah, guys, I will be running here now because I'm streaming already long enough. So let me see here. Yeah. So, but thank you so much for tuning in again. Let me see. Yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow, guys. So no worries about that. Yeah, 27 minutes is more than enough for that live stream. Yeah, thank you so much. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you then again, hopefully with some more money tomorrow. Bye-bye.